Hello to all of my favorite podcast listeners. It is me, Kayla. I know that I have been gone for a really long time, and I am very, very sorry about that. I have truly missed you all, and I hope to be back very, very soon with episode 19, Get Told Volume 5, and episode 20. Those are in production back-to-back simultaneously as we speak. Well, as I speak and as you listen, wherever and whenever you are, as my dear friend from Stories of Yore and Yore says. So I'm bringing you an intermission bonus episode to kind of let you know what's been going on with me and when you can expect to hear me back on the airwaves with regular programming. So, what exactly have I been up to? Well, I do have a snowball of reasons and not quite good reasons that I've been away. The first of which was I got sick, and I'm talking strep throat, coughing, and hacking sick, which then resulted in me losing my voice, or at least losing it to a point that I was not comfortable being on a microphone sounding the way I did. And then I got my voice back, but then allergies set in and the coughing took my voice yet again. So I am so sorry for that. Hopefully we will be back to 100% here in a day or two. The other reasons I have been MIA, if you will, is because it is state testing season. For any of my listeners who are teachers, you know that this most magical time of year is when everyone in the public school system acts like chickens with their heads cut off about a variety of reasons, from finding people to cover their classes to having to proctor a state test yet again, and to keep the children from losing their minds, all while you try not to lose your own mind. So that's been going on. It's also the end of the school year, which it has its own special breed of craziness. And I've also been writing and submitting some poetry for publication. Hopefully you will be able to see me in a traditional publication setting here in the future. There's been some traveling, there was some spring break in there, and then, quite frankly, I needed some quality personal time after all of these shenanigans. But I am back at it, and there will be some content very, 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 very soon from the podcast. So, what are we going to be doing, you ask? I also asked myself this until quite recently. You may have seen that I hosted a poll on Twitter, giving all of my listeners and followers some options as to what region of the world you would like to visit next for folklore and mythology. The Greeks were strong contenders, as were well, I can't remember off the top of my head, but the Greeks ended up coming in third place to a surprising lead from Russia and the Far East. So those are going to be the next two regions where we travel. I'm not just going to focus on Russia, because as I've started doing some research, a lot of early Russian folk tales and mythology can also be related back to a lot of Slavic mythology and folklore. So we will be covering the Slavic peoples, and then we will be moving to the Far East. I know I'm bypassing an entire, massive land there in the middle, but those are rich and varied cultures, and I want to do those justice, so I don't want to lump them all together. I want to give them their own special attention and series of episodes. So episode 19 will be an introduction to all of that. Now, episode 20, I've decided that every 10th proper episode is going to be a mailbag episode. So that means send me your questions anywhere and everywhere you communicate with me, whether that is on Reddit, on my email, on Twitter, on Instagram. Send me messages. Ask me questions about myself, about fairy tales, about folklore, about my life, about your life, anything you want to talk about, and I will answer them on air for episode 20. While I'm talking about future plans for episodes, I am putting out a call for submissions now. I am planning an episode of listener-requested or listener-written fairy tales and folklore and retellings. That means I want you to either send me your story for me to read on the air, or you send me a recording of you reading your story for me to put in an upcoming episode of Get Told. I'm going to need all of those submissions by April 28th because I would like to get this episode out at the beginning of the summer. Also, really big exciting news. I've been promising you guys news on the upcoming short story collection, and I am happy to announce that I have compiled the list of stories that will appear in the collection, which means it is time to release the pre-order. So if you go to gumroad.co/HTF K, you can pre-order the collection for $3. Now this collection includes some great tales that I have written myself, along with some background information about the research process and my thoughts on the story, and of course, my quality voice and writing style, which I know you guys can't resist. Plus, the collection is only $3. The collection will release properly on May 25th for download, so if you go ahead and purchase it now on May 25th, you will have a link in your email to go download your copy. This is a digital release. There will not be a print release as of yet, but we will see how sales go for this, and then maybe we'll talk about doing the special edition release. Also, I am looking for people to read for upcoming episodes of Get Told, where I will send you the story I would like for you to read, but I would like this to be a proper audition, so I would please like you to submit audio samples of you delivering your best content of no more than 30 seconds to the podcast email, which is getgrimpodcast@gmail.com. These submissions will be ongoing, and I will listen and record them as I have time. I'd like to do something where I release the theme of the Get Told episode before we record them. That way I have time to get the stories written and get them out to my performers. I can't wait to bring you guys the newest episodes of the show very soon, and I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of an update on the show and don't feel like I've abandoned you, because I promise I am coming back very soon. So until the next time, see you guys soon.